Okay, coming back with a Blu-ray DVD update again. This one is only like 2 Blu-rays. It's very Blu-ray light and heavy on the DVDs. So we'll just jump right into it and start with Blu-ray here, a new release that I bought recently, and that is Inherent Vice, starring Joaquin Phoenix. It's written, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. It's got tons of people in it. Reese Witherspoon, Owen Wilson, Josh Brolin, Catherine Waterston, Benicio del Toro, tons of people. Martin Short's pretty cool in this movie. You can see them all there in his hair and whatnot. This movie is, like all Paul Thomas Anderson movies, confusing. Honestly, the first, 10 minutes after I watched the movie, I was just kind of like, what the fuck was all that? I was very confused, even more so than normal with his movies. But that being said, after I kind of sat and thought about it, I think the second time will probably be a lot better rewatch, just because I kind of know, what the hell's going on, sort of deal. This movie's very confusing the first time around, and if you're not into Paul Thomas Anderson movies, I can't even recommend it. It's a little too difficult to watch, to be honest, if you're just kind of looking for a good flick on a random night. But if you're into Paul Thomas Anderson and you want a movie that you're probably going to watch multiple times and, spend a lot of time thinking about it and whatnot, this is a movie you should check out. It's about this hippie, he's like a detective, they call him Doc, and his ex-girlfriend comes back and no, his ex-girlfriend's gone missing, and it's just about him trying to figure out this huge, crazy, convoluted story, just trying to figure out what's going on. And then he gets caught up in all types of business with white supremacists and all types of nonsense. Pretty cool movie, a very cool looking movie. I mean, very cool vibe. The dialogue didn't really do it for me, but like I said, with all Paul Thomas Anderson movies, the first time I watch them, I always kind of walk away like, what the fuck was that? And then I'll watch them again, and I'll be like, well, okay, that made a little bit more sense this time. And then the third time I'll start picking up little things, and everything makes more sense. It's just how it is with his movies. But honestly, just on a first watch basis, I couldn't even recommend this to anybody really. But unless you're a fan, so. Don't check it out, but if you're a fan, do. I don't know what to say about that one, really. Like I said, I'll probably get a lot of mileage out of that movie. This is really cool. Again, talk about getting a mileage out of a movie. I got this on Blu-ray not too long ago, the normal Amaray edition. It didn't even have a slipcover. I think I paid $8. But then this 25th anniversary edition of Goodfellas here came out. Oh fuck! It's so nice. It's got the Blu-ray with the thing in there, same cover, same back. It's got all the special features from the DVD Blu-ray release, and then a pretty nice hefty sized documentary that's new. And I'm not sure about commentaries, but there is some new stuff on there, special feature wise. But just look at this packaging; it's real fat, about the same thickness as the Taxi Driver, Martin Scorsese release. It's kind of like this, only wider, but very nice feel to it. I don't know, it's like a matte, but really great. What can you say about Goodfellas? A phenomenal movie. I watched it the minute I got it home. I was just like, okay, well, I spent, I think this was full price, $30. But honestly, movies that are that good, that are packaged this well, I'll pay whatever. Well, not whatever, but reasonable price. And I thought 30 was fine. Robert De Niro's great in it. Ray Liotta kills that role. He's done some good stuff since, but not really anything as good as this. He's still a good actor, though, don't get me wrong. And Joe Pesci is amazing in this movie. I like him more in this movie than in Casino, or anything else he's done for that matter. But, a lot of people think Casino's his best work, but I think Goodfellas is by far Joe Pesci's best character, and just so awesome. Just the scene alone where he's fucking with Henry about, who's funny? Who's funny? He's so good. But yeah, these are the only 2 Blu-rays I got, but they're pretty cool. I paid full price for both of them. This one is really cool here. You just gotta love that level of packaging. And yeah, I might as well. I'm doing the video right. Um, like I said, the back's really cool. It is Joe Pesci shooting Spider. Hold up. And it's just cool. It's like instead of having it a big digibook, it has the MRA, and then it comes with an actual book that's very much like a digibook, just without the movie inside of it. And just really nice. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but lots and lots of like almost like, what would you call them, essays about, and sort of like interviews and such about the movie and like people who made it, and it really awesome. I enjoyed reading what I read of it. I think I read about half. I put it down and just haven't got back to it. I will eventually, but really cool here. Just great. You gotta love when they actually put that level of detail into a packaging, especially when it's such a good movie. So there you go. These are the Blu-rays. So now moving on right to the DVDs here. Let's start with some TV DVD. And this is Family Guy Trilogy, Laugh It Up, Fuzzball. And yeah, the back's pretty cool. That's really awesome. And it also has like an inside box, I guess. Oh, I guess maybe I could just knock it over everything. Yeah, never mind. There's artwork on the inside, but whatever. So, here's the first one. The Blue Harvest. Really great. These are so funny. If you haven't seen them, pretty much they're just Family Guy versions of Star Wars. Just telling the Star Wars story with the Family Guy crew, and it's really, really funny. I've always liked these. I know that this is on Blu-ray, but I don't know. I found this for $10, so I wasn't too concerned about it, you know? Whatever. Family Guy here on the Blue Harvest. And then you get something Dark Side Jedi. And you gotta love this. It's Empire Strikes Back retold with Family Guy as what this whole thing is, and I think it's really good. I love the Tom. Who's I can never remember who. Don Knotts is one of the Tauntauns or something, like the Don Dons or something. Just so silly and funny. I also like when the at like hurts its knee. It's so stupid, and just the whole thing is great. I love these. I love Star Wars, and I don't own a bunch of Family Guy, but I do enjoy Family Guy. You know, it's pretty funny. And here's It's a Trap. Pretty cool. I like the artwork a lot. They're very cool, based on the original posters and other artwork that's been done over the years. As you can see, there's Joe as Jabba. It's pretty funny. And yeah, pretty great. It's great to have these. You know, I've always kind of wanted them. I see them randomly, like individually at pawn stores, but whatever. And they're brand new, so they're slipping all over the place here. So I'll just kind of put them to the side there. And so yeah, Family Guy, the Laugh It Up Fuzzball trilogy. So another trilogy complete with also the early years. We got Steve-O, the early years, a really cool compilation of rare footage from like his personal collection when he was really, really young, because he started taping, you know, himself from the get-go. And yeah, and it's a really crazy documentary about Steve-O, and it's pretty illuminating about who he is and the psychology behind him. Really great. Gotta love Steve-O, the early years. I was happy to get this. I paid like $2 and then $3 shipping. This I paid a fucking cent for, and I'm super happy because it's my favorite Steve-O video, or whatever you call these. But I know a lot of people hate this one for whatever reason. I think it's more substantial than the first two. A lot more going on, and inside is the bonus disc, which is PCP Save My Life, which is a crazy video where he actually takes PCP, and it's just like days of Steve-O on PC fucking P. It's crazy as shit. Like, he's trying to give himself a tattoo. He writes all this crazy poetry about his mother who passed away, like, tragically, and it all just comes out of him. It's really crazy. Ryan Dunn makes appearances in all these videos. I know there's a lot of controversy. And here's number 1, Don't Try This at Home, Volume 1. This is Volume 3, out on bail. I showed Volume 2 in a previous video, so now I have them all. I need to get some Wild Boys, to be honest. That's my next Jackass mission. But anyways, like I was saying, Steve-O out on bail, pretty crazy. He ends up like smuggling drugs up, like I think he swallows a condom filled with weed, and then he pukes it up on stage, and then he gets arrested for that, for smuggling. It's pretty fucked up. Just the crazy life, and these things, they're very rock and roll and very Jackass. So if you like Steve-O and you like Jackass, you gotta see these movies. Oh, I'm dropping more movies. Anyways, there we go. So we're just gonna, and now just a bunch of DVDs. Barney's version. This is a cool Paul Giamatti movie, co-starring Dustin Hoffman, Minnie Driver. I'm not sure who the other woman in this movie is, but as you can see, some names there. Pretty cool movie about this dude who he is marrying this woman right here, I believe, and on that day he meets the love of his life, but it's not his to-be married woman. It's some other woman he meets, I think right before, and like he chases her down, and it's just all about this guy's life, Barney, and it takes place over multiple decades. It's really, really well done acting wise, and just amazing that end, like the twist at the end of the movie really sold this movie for me. Like I was in to begin with, but like just because Paul Giamatti is such a good actor, Dustin Hoffman, you know, but the movie really, really gets good to me. Anyways, a very good drama, kind of like a novel, and yeah, check this movie out if you have not. Like I said, it takes place over multiple decades, pretty much like a life story of Barney, and it's really, really cool. And the title's great. By the end of the movie, I think you'll appreciate a lot. Cujo, let's move right along. A Stephen King movie that I didn't even own or have seen. I have the book, I haven't even read it, but I just have not got around to Cujo. I always kind of heard that this movie was bad, and like I heard that Cujo's a shitty novel, so I've always kind of been saving it. But that's no longer the case, because I found this movie for, I think I paid $1 for it. It was pretty freaking like mint. I took it, I popped it in, and holy Christ, was this movie amazing. Just people downplayed how awesome the dog is. He's so menacing. I liked how he got bit by that like the demonic bat, and it's kind of like, was he like cursed or what the fuck's going on? Like super rabies, and he's just a hardcore dog. Like even the dog's acting, the way it would snarl, it looked fucking hardcore. And the woman was really great. The main woman, I can't remember her name. D Wallace, I think is her name. Yeah, it must be. Ed Lautner's in this movie. Just overall, a great classic Stephen King movie that I never saw. So it was a really good, pleasant surprise to watch it, and it not be one of the shitty... Like, some of the Stephen King movies are so poorly done, it would lead you to believe that the books, like, he actually is a bad writer, when the books are always so amazing, for the most part. Like, sure, he's written fucking 90 books, so some of them are a miss, but for the most part, generally speaking, Stephen King books are amazing. I have a huge collection. One day, you'll see it. But, yeah, Cujo. Really great movie. Definitely going to be popping that in again for Halloween. Just loved it. So, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it if you're into horror. So, we got Shanghai Noon, and we got Shanghai Nights. Pretty cool. Honestly, I just kind of bought these movies because I'm in a Jackie Chan kind of mode. I've just been wanting to see all his movies again and collect them. But honestly, I didn't really like this movie so much. Like, it was okay. The action, the Jackie Chan stuff was good. But it just kind of bored me eventually. By the end of it, I was just kind of like, okay, hurry up and get over with. I want to move along with my fucking life. And then, so, it was okay. But this movie, on the other hand, I really did enjoy. The characters are more funnier. Their chemistry is great, and the action is full on the entire movie. So this is the movie I really like out of the two. There is good action to be had, though. Don't get me wrong. Shanghai Noon does have some good parts. Just as a whole, I was just kind of bored by the end. But Shanghai Nights, on the other hand, really cool story. And I heard they're making a 3, so I'm interested. If you don't know what they are, it's kind of like a Western. And Jackie Chan, I think he comes from China, pretty sure, and his name is Juan Wang or something like that. Sounds like John Wayne when he says it, and yeah, he hooks up with this like a cowboy guy, and it's kind of like a western kung fu movie. It's really cool, well done. This one in particular, though, yeah. So let's move right along. Caddyshack II. Love this movie. I'm so happy to have it. I've always wanted to re-get it. I used to have it on VHS way back in the day, along with my Caddyshack then, but haven't been able to find this on DVD. I've had the original one forever now, but yeah, I finally came across this clipper case version of Caddyshack 2, starring what is his name? Good lord, Jackie Mason. That's it. Yeah. Jackie Mason. Robert Stack's really great in this movie. Chevy Chase makes an appearance. Randy Quaid's really good in it too. But really, the standout for me is Dan Aykroyd. Oh, look, aim for the fruit, aim for the fruit. He's so funny in this movie to me. And yeah, it's just more, golf course hijinks in the vein of Caddyshack. It's actually written by Harold Ramis. So yeah, really cool. I actually threw it on, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching this second movie. It's definitely not as good or classic or as funny as the first one, but as its own, it's a good continuation. It's just not as good as the first one in any, this one's kind of like a B-level cheesy version of the first one. With the Dan Aykroyd, though, he is so funny in this movie to me. I still like Bill Murray's character better, but he's like a freaking hitman in this movie. It's great. Moving on, more Adam Sandler movies added to the catalog. Like I've said, I'm not going to get every Adam Sandler movie. I don't even think I've seen this one, so I think maybe I have. I'm not sure. If Jessica Biel's in this movie, I think I've seen it. But I'm definitely going to need to rewatch it anyways, and see if I like it. If I do, I'm going to keep it. If not, I'm going to resell it back wherever I can or whatever. But, I want to get a good chunk of the, in my opinion, funny Adam Sandler movies, so definitely want to give this one a watch again. And from what I can tell, the premise... Oh, Jessica Biel. Yeah, I have seen this movie. I think they're, firemen. For whatever reason, I think, he has to pretend that they're gay or something. I can't remember what the reason is, but I'm sure this won't be that bad. It's got Dan Aykroyd in it, Ving Rhames. I'm sure it's got lots of physical comedy with Kevin James, and Sandler will probably angry Sandler, I'm guessing. So yeah, definitely gonna give it a go. Here's a classic Sandler movie to me, anyways, Mr. Deeds. I always loved this one back in the day. Winona Ryder's the only bad part about this to me. She's just so, I don't know, she bothers me in this movie. She seems like she's putting on like goofy faces or whatever, but I don't know, just instead of being the straight man character or whatever you call that in comedy, she just kind of is so goofy and zany looking. Sandler's pretty funny though in this movie, and with his frickin' frozen foot. And Mr. Deeds, he has a butler who's very, very sneaky, played by John Turturro. And Mr. Deeds here, I think he inherits a bunch of money from this dead dude. I think. Small town guy, Longfellow Deeds, goes to the big city to collect $40 billion inheritance from a long lost uncle. Yeah. See, I picked this up, and I just haven't got around to rewatching it, but I kind of remember chunks of it. I think Steve Buscemi's really funny in this one. Not sure. It might be Big Daddy. But anyways, yeah, another Sandler movie, and this is one that I remember really enjoying. So, Mr. Deeds, got it for like most of these I got for like Shanghai Nights, Noon, both a cent each with $3 shipping. Caddyshack $1, Chuck and Larry $1, Mr. Deeds $1, and yeah, same for that one. And I think I paid $3 for Barney's version for whatever reason. The Book of Eli $1. Denzel Washington, Gary Oldman. This is a Denzel movie that I'll probably get on Blu-ray eventually, because I just always I was misled about this movie. I was always under the impression that he's blind and that it was a dumb, shitty movie and like bad. But honestly, I watched this movie. He's not blind. He just wears glasses because in the environment that the world's left in this apocalyptic film, you have to wear glasses because the shine or whatever is too Like the sun is just flashing all the time, and it's bad for your eyes. Like you can literally go blind. And but he is fucking badass as Eli here. And it's all about this, like I said, an apocalyptic future. And Gary Oldman plays this, like, he's like this town leader, mayor, whatever you want to call him, and he's constantly sending scavengers out to go look for what he's calling, like, the special book. And Eli is one of these, like, lone survivors who walks, and people are always getting fucked up, and their shit stolen, like in Walking Dead. And he's just badass. You don't fuck with him. He's got this sword, a gun. He just rips people up, kind of like the way he fights in The Equalizer. And it's just fucking badass. I didn't expect it to be that good. I always heard it was shit. And, like, I've just been trying to find all the good Denzel movies. I'd never seen it, so I thought I'd give it a go at $1. And, wow, it was good. But, yeah, the Book of Eli. Eli's found the only surviving Bible, I think. Yeah, it's the Bible. And Gary Oldman wants to, like, use it to control the people because it was, like, this really powerful book in history. And it's just fucking a really cool movie with a really good plot that I didn't expect. And Mila Kunis is in it, and she's always great to look at. And she's a pretty good actress too, but she's very nice to look at overall. Another Jackie Chan movie, The Spy Next Door. I don't expect a lot from this. Never seen it, but Billy Ray Cyrus and George Lopez also star in it. But, it's a Jackie Chan movie that came out that I haven't seen, so I gotta get on it. This one definitely has apparently a lot of action in it. So, zany action for the whole family. Tons of action. Plenty of heart. So yeah, not much to say other than Jackie Chan being a spy, probably doing some cool kung fu. I always like how he kind of like, he's always like accidentally having to fight. He fights his way through things. Anyways, moving along. 2 movies left. Born on the 4th of July, directed by Oliver Stone. Really great Tom Cruise performance here. And this is a movie that I didn't see for a long time, and I eventually came across it, and at a thrift store. It was actually like mint. I could not believe. Really cool edition. I've seen other versions where it's like I don't know, like other versions that just don't look as cool as this one. And to get it for $2 I paid for this was pretty great. And this is a movie about this young dude who's the generation who's about to go to Vietnam, and he's all like gung-ho to go. He's all like, under the illusion that it's all for something. He goes there, and he just kind of, like, his perception's changed. He's injured in battle. He sees a lot of fucked up shit, and he comes back, and he's in a wheelchair, and it's him going to rehab and trying to deal with all this shit. It's fucking real great. Probably one of the top 10, easily one of the top 10 Tom Cruise performances. So, if you're a fan of him, and you have not seen this movie, maybe you're not a fan of, like, war films. Doesn't matter. It's not about war. It's about this dude here. And it's really great. And it's based on a lot of stuff that's actually went on. Like, a lot of the times, the vets came back, and a lot of them were angry with what happened in Vietnam. And it's just really cool to see it depicted so truthfully and so well done acting-wise. And like I said, Oliver Stone, I think this came out, like, right after Platoon, or maybe before. I'm pretty sure it's after. And he went to Vietnam, so he put a lot of his own experience or, whatnot into this. And yeah, definitely check this one out if you have not. I highly recommend it. Tom Cruise, he's always good. And here's another movie, Tom Cruise. I've always wanted to grab. I never find it for a decent price on Blu-ray, and I don't know why. I know it can't be that expensive, but I just never find it. And so I got this for $2 again at that thrift, same place as that. $2 for a mint copy too. No scratches, double disc. The Last Samurai, cool movie about this dude who ends up in, I believe, Japanese. He ends up like in this village or whatnot, and he like trains to be a samurai, and it's very cool the struggles he goes through to get everybody's respect. And then there's like this big war with I can't exactly remember who they're fighting. It's a civil war, sort of story, anyways, sort of deal. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't popped it in, so I can't remember a ton about it. I remember the end though, kind of shitty. You know, it's very unfair sort of ending. But you know, it is what it is. And like I said, Tom Cruise, he always does a good job acting wise. But in my opinion, I like his acting more in Born the 4th of July than this movie here. But there's lots of cool action. I like the part where he's training and he just will not fucking give up. It's great. But yeah, so, like I said, there's lots and lots of DVDs here. Tons of DVDs. But two cool, and a really, really cool Blu-ray. Yeah, so I'm happy with this update. I hope you saw something that you were interested in, or, you know, maybe you want to check out yourself now. But yeah, until the next update video, or the next video in general, I hope to see you then, and as always, be easy. Yeah.